Welcome to Women at Halftime podcast, but not just for women, for you men too. If you're at mid-career or the halftime of life, our inspirational topics are not only fun, but also meant to help you maximize and write your next chapter. Right here with me, Deborah Johnson. Well, hello. It's good to be here with you today on this great subject. What does your current work say about you? And as I write this, we're in the middle of the first round of the Grammy Award voting. And the amount of current work that artists are putting out is truly admirable. I've been a part of this organization for a number of years. And these are a group of independents and creators that they can't help but create additional innovative product. However, I don't always see that type of new work from people in other fields. Now, I just want to intersperse here. I focus on those who are at mid-career and the halftime of life, making their second half better than their first, and also to be able to maximize skills, resources, and their experience. This doesn't mean that you need to keep working full-time, but it does mean to be putting out some current work and to be able to not quit doing what you're doing. And I think this subject today on what your current work says about you is very, very applicable today, especially as I put this out and we're looking toward another year ahead. I see post after post on social media about past accomplishments, degrees, and accolades. And to be fair, some musicians also depend on their past work. I call them has-beens. Well, sure, I've written before about the fact that there's not a lot of completely new information or ideas, excepting in the medical field, of course. But many of the new songs and even books, they are built upon an idea or a progression that's already been shared. Many pop songs, such as Elton John, he uses the same progression of 1, 4, 5, and 6. And if that sounds Greek to you, just think it's 4 chords. But the 4 chords work in different ways. It's innovative. And many innovators are not always popular in their current lifetime. Composers are good examples of this, such as Song. I love his work. He wrote the brilliant Carnival of the Animals and the absolutely beautiful Samson and Delilah. So I'll list a few of the benefits of putting out current work here. And current work at most any stage of life, it keeps the mind sharp. It provides new promotional opportunities and it provides fresh goals, which are all wonderful things at the mid-career halftime of life. So let's start with the current work and how it keeps the mind sharp. When creating new products or content, a process of redoing and rewriting is usually involved. Most composers and authors, they know this process very well. And if they don't, well, their work is probably not worth much. Consistently evaluating, cutting, and then revising is a common occurrence. I've gone through this many times with books and with songs. Doing so may take extra research, extra time to think, extra time for study, and seeking outside professional perspectives. We have 1,128 pieces of music preserved today from the classical composer J.F. Bach. He was extremely prolific. And there are some scholars who believe he actually could have written 10 times that many compositions, many of which were just thrown away after their use, even used as fish wrappers. One of my college professors told us that story. And he lived 65 years, which surpassed the life expectancy of the time, which was 43 years. He was a Baroque and classical composer. Studies verify the more the brain is exercised, the stronger and more connected it becomes. And this is known as, I hope I don't destroy this word, neuroplasticity. I think I got it. The more that we engage and challenge both our minds and our bodies, we give our brains a greater chance of continuing to function at a high level. And if you expect to live into your 80s or beyond, which most of us hope to do, and I expect to be working through my 80s, you might easily be working into your 60s and 70s. So the type of work is important, though. Too much stress can have the opposite effect of creating longevity. There's many studies out about that. But for many content creators, their work is a joy, and they love to continue working and creating. And the phrase use it or lose it, at least part-time, is verified as mental functioning. And that can decline if the brain isn't stimulated. And this is verified according to a study from UCLA Longevity Center. And I love to help people at that mid-career, half-time, really work on what they love to do. Well, let's move on. Current work provides promotional opportunities. I love this one. With every new product comes another opportunity to promote. And this can be a new book, a new song, a new album, a new gizmo to save you time, or a new product for your company. Brad Sanders, who is a record label manager, he states on Spotify that the ideal cadence between album releases is every 18 months to 2 years. That's a lot for writing new material and producing. And it's why we see so many releases year after year in the Grammy Awards. Opyrus, a writing platform, it states a fictional writer should publish at least once a year. That's a lot as well. And some even believe every 6 months is a good time frame. And it depends, though, if you have good quality content and ideas. A team is helpful for this, and also an idea bank. Keep writing those ideas down. And if you can tie a product to a particular holiday time of year, it's all the better. I have music that is specifically for Christmas, and I have a promotional calendar that releases sheet music for those songs at that time of year. Also for love songs. For current work, each of my new book releases also provides the opportunity to promote previous books. Holidays are great times to promote many products. It's work, but those products, they further validate speakers, authors, and thought leaders in their calling cards, almost like those CDs were I've done for years. And people take you seriously. So current work, let's move on to the third little point here. Current work encourages goal setting. And I've spoken so many times about how important it is to set realistic goals. And I have free goal setting worksheets. Make sure that you get those. I'm putting the link in the article. Setting realistic goals, it causes growth and reduces the stagnation that can occur when depending on past products and on your work. According to Harold C. Schoenberg in the book Great Pianists, Franz Liszt consistently grew as a musician as he became older. Although he also became more complicated as audiences shrieked in ecstasy, and sometimes they fainted at his performances, especially the ladies. But that didn't stop his personal growth. It's a fascinating book, even if you were not a musician. Brazilian author, I hope I get this right, Ryoki Inoue, he was born in 1946. Get the link in the article. He holds the Guinness World Record for being the most prolific author with 1,075 books published under many pseudonyms. So apparently he writes all day and night until he finishes a book. And his secret of the creative process? How about this? 98% sweat, 1% talent, and 1% luck. Wow. He applies discipline and application. And this is over the top for most, including me. But it's a good example of a prolific writer who finishes projects because he keeps at it. Thomas Edison acquired an astounding 1,093 patents in his 84 years. He also managed to become a successful manufacturer and a businessman, marketing his inventions to the public. And if you studied his life at all, you know he faced a lot of failure as well as success. But I love this. He didn't say that he failed 10,000 times, but he found 10,000 ways that didn't work. And so he never lost his focus and his drive. So what about your current work? And how does this apply to you? You're thinking, oh, I'm not a creator. But first of all, if you are a writer, a creator of content, or any of those fields, many congratulations. You're doing more than most. And it's inspiring that most everything that the composer Frédéric Chopin, who lived in 1810 to 1849, all of his compositions, they have remained in the repertoire of pianists, though he died very young. But it's not true for many other classical composers, and it's not true for many writers and composers today, or even inventors or business people. But that shouldn't diminish the creative process for creators, for business, for those who are looking to create new products. If they're looking to create and add fresh ideas and content to their messaging. Unless you have a slew of hits like Carole King or James Taylor, you don't have to perform the same songs night after night or do the same, or promote the same products all the time, although you should, along with everything else. However, Carole King is still writing today, even garnering a current Grammy nomination in 2022. James Taylor's, his current album, American Standard, it sold over 82,000 equivalent album units in his first week. So you don't have to be at the level of a major classical composer, a prolific author, inventor, or a musical artist. But you can evaluate your current work, and you can continue to grow in your mental stimulation and your impact as you share about your journey and your growth, not just depending on your past accomplishments. So be inspired, be creative, and be current. And that is my wish. That's my wish for me as well. It's why I do a lot of my behind the scenes as I'm doing live streams, kind of tell you what's going on. And you can connect with me on social media to see those. They're on all of my sites, from LinkedIn to Facebook to YouTube. And you can see some of those posts. And they're just off the cuff, 4 or 5 minutes. And also just make sure that you check out some of the projects and products. You know, go ahead and listen to some of the music on YouTube, or check out some of the sheet music. Check out some of the books on Amazon. I've got an Amazon author page. I'll put a couple of the links in this article. And you can check out that material. And it's fun for me. I'm working on another project. I hadn't really planned on putting out another project so soon, but it's coming along, and it's close to at least adding the people that I can surround to be able to sharpen it up. So that's the process. I've learned the process that works for me. And so find the process that works for you. The main thing is you want to keep your mind active. You want to keep connecting. And there are things in your experience you've had that I don't have. And I want to encourage you to use everything that you've got and enjoy this part of your life. And hey, if you choose to live to and work into your 80s, I am all for you and rooting you on. So thanks for joining me today. Thank you for joining me in this messaging, this podcast, and I will look forward to being with you again next time. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for joining us. It is because of our wonderful listeners like you that we keep going strong week after week. We'd love it if you'd share and follow us to not miss a single show and even write a review. You can also find all of our articles, products, and links at womenathalftime.com.